Well, it's certainly a landmark deal with Iran. Under the agreement, Tehran is supposed to reduce its current stockpile of uranium by 98%, supposed to reduce the number of operating centrifuges by 2/3, and an international arms embargo on Iran will gradually be eased. Let's bring in today's panel. Walid Phares is Fox News Middle East and terrorism analyst. Former Congressman Dennis Kucinich, he is also a Fox News contributor. Stephen Yates, a former deputy assistant to Vice President Cheney. Walid, first to you, what do you think of the deal?
Well, this is the map. Iran is winning strategically, but to a point. The administration is winning politically to a point as well. And, of course, Russia will be winning by selling a lot of its own weapons. On the other hand, you have many Arab countries very nervous about what has happened. Israel will oppose in a limited fashion. The real battle is going to be in this building. What Congress would do when this project of a treaty will come into these doors.
Dennis Kucinich, doesn't it make you a little nervous about the fact that Iran has been so bad about keeping its commitments in the past, and we were relying so heavily on it to keep commitments as a part of this deal?
Well, I've read the agreement. It's 159 pages, and I would urge everyone who's really interested in it to do so. Here's what it contains. There are strict metrics that Iran must follow to take down any kind of nuclear program they have that could be weaponized. And the International Atomic Energy Agency will play a vital role in providing verification that Iran has done that. And the only way that Iran can get out of the sanctions regime is to take steps to follow the agreement that was set forth in the by the joint parties.
All right, but Stephen Yates, these are words. I mean, you read the Russian Constitution, the Soviet Constitution had some wonderful words, but they didn't mean anything because the Soviet government never abided by those words. Are you worried the same will happen here?
Very worried that the same will happen here, and it's not just an Iranian thing, too. We've been through this movie before with North Korea in the 1990s and the last decade. And even with Iran, the IAEA has been active there. Iran was a nuclear non-proliferation treaty member, and we are where we are today because they violated those commitments before, and the IAEA wasn't able to detect and stop those things in times past. So we've seen this movie before with Iran and North Korea. I think we have to be very cautious about expecting these promised results.
Well, Walid, the difference here, of course, is Israel. And Israel is not, we just had the ambassador, former Israeli ambassador to the United Nations on. He said Israel will not allow Iran to get the bomb. In other words, he pretty much guaranteed if they violate the treaty in any way, shape, or form, Israel's going to go in and hit Iran before they get the nuclear bomb.
But here's the problem. Iran's leadership is very smart. They're not going to begin by not abiding with the treaty. They're going to abide with the treaty while building something else. They're going to increase the load of long-range missiles. They're going to increase their capacity of anti-aircraft, that is, against Israel. They're going to continue with their intervention in Iraq, in Syria, in Lebanon, and in Yemen. And only when they receive most of the cash that they want, then they could say, we're not abiding now because of some little incident here or there. So they are in control of the process at this point in time.
Dennis, doesn't that concern you?
Look, I read the agreement. You have 7 major powers coming together to be able to fashion something. It took over 2 years. There's real specifics in here that deal with Iran's capability to weaponize uranium. There are real metrics that Iran must meet in order to rejoin the world community and avoid the punishing sanctions. So I think there are a lot of incentives for Iran to participate, and that we have to give this agreement a chance to work. And I'm hopeful that Congress will read it, first of all, and provide its input, and then approve of what President Obama is trying to do here.
Dennis, you bring up a good point. Of course, sometimes they pass things without reading it, so we'll wait and see. Thank you very much, gentlemen. Good to see you all. Melissa?